Hello and welcome to a late night comic book review. Because what better time to review a spooky, ooky, creepy book like Lovecraft Unknown Kadath, issue number 4, than in the middle of the night? After just reading it, after streaming Postal 2 for 4 hours because the last part of that game just took freaking forever and wore out its welcome. What better time? There is no better time. Hopefully I can hang in there long enough to do this late night comic book review and get this out. So we open up and there's another one of those little Nemo homages here, where you got Carter dreaming and he's dreaming his parents are giant and stuff, and we're not gonna look at that page anymore. But I really do enjoy those pages that open every book that call out to Little Nemo, which I've never read Little Nemo, but I've seen a lot of art from it. Winsor McCay was an early cartoonist. He did a lot of that kind of stuff, and he also did actual cartoons, and it was all really glorious material. Maybe a little drawn out on the cartoon, like Bessie the Dinosaur gets kind of old really quick. So we open it up to the first real page of the story. We have the Tower of Koth on one side, and over here we got all kinds of stuff. We got Carter, ghouls. And I keep wanting to call this dude Ethan. I think because of isn't there a video game, The Vanishing Ethan Carter or something? So in my brain, I've associated him with that for no reason. Whatever. Carter, ghouls, a gug, and ghasts. Let's flip over here. What's on the cover? Carter, ghouls, and a ghast. We have already on the second page of the book, the first real page of this story, truth in advertising. I love to see it. I absolutely do. Anytime somebody's book gives you exactly what they say it's going to give you, it's great. So the ghasts are fighting that gug. They sneak on by. Then they sneak into the place where the the gugs are sleeping. And Pickman is like, yo, we got to be real quiet, Carter. And so they're climbing and sneaking and climbing, going up through the Tower of Koth. And then they hear something. And what do they hear? A ghast. So they attack it because they can't afford to have the ghast turn around and attack them. They can't afford to have the ghast wake up the gugs. They attack it. Look how the ghoul goes for it with a chomp. So there's like a little scuffle. There we go. That's the right word. Here over the next couple of pages. It's pretty good. It's violent and swift and brutal. The architecture of this place, I love the giant stone steps. The statue is cool. It all feels otherworldly, like it should. The coloring here, they're in probably something close to pitch darkness here. I'm surprised Carter can see anything. But the way the coloring presents it, you get these cool purple blues. You get these dark cool greens with a little bit of muddiness in them. And it feels alien. It feels strange. It feels like it doesn't really belong. Like it's not somewhere you want to be. And I don't know if it's just winter, but I'm going to let my imagination run wild. I'm going to tell you, this sequence, I felt a little bit cold. There was some chill in the air while I was reading this. Now, could just be that it's the middle of winter and it's I don't know, 15 degrees outside or something. But like I said, I'm letting my imagination run wild, and I'm going to give the book credit for that. They make it to the surface, and we made it to the staples. So this is as far as we're going to go in the book. So Ethan, see, I did it. Caught myself. Carter is there with this cat who stopped skulking about and hiding, came out, joined him, and they're over here where the Zoogs are, and they find out the Zoogs are planning some stuff, and they don't like it. And the rest of this book kind of deals with that. In the middle of this section, or in the middle between these two parts, what I was just showing you with them underground, and this sequence here at the fire that leads into the wrap up of the story, some violence, like a climax. There's a page or two where Carter is talking to Pickman. And I really enjoyed this discussion because it's like a philosophical battle between two viewpoints. I think Carter was exposed to a new concept in that. And keep in mind, I haven't read the original story, so I don't know like how this turns out. I don't know what happens to Carter. I don't know how his story ends, how he evolves and grows as a character. But I'm going to use like Pickman's own phrasing, his own like idea here. Pickman has become a ghoul. He is the dream. Whereas Carter, he's just visiting. He's just visiting the dream. He's just a traveler. He doesn't live the dream, even though he spends so much of his time in the dream. And I thought that was interesting because it kind of reminds me of some of the concepts from Elder Scrolls Morrowind, because Dagoth he is the dreamer who becomes the dream. That's his method to ascension into power. That's why he can't be hurt and stuff. He's not real. He's just a dream, and you can't kill a dream. So just some interesting like thoughts binging around in my head after reading that section. Book's great, lots of fun. You got to start at the beginning though. Absolutely got to start at the beginning and get caught up in this. Hopefully they come out with a trade paperback at some point, and you can just like buy the whole thing and read it in one go, because I think it'd be way more enjoyable in that format than what I'm doing here. And of course, as always, they do print the story in the book. So if you haven't read that, you can read it. Now, I think I got that story in a volume that's on my shelf, so I'm not following that along here too closely. I tried reading the first one, and I just couldn't read the story in the floppy format. But I got it in a hardback on my shelf somewhere, so I'm totally going to go read that. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me here for my late night comic book review. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it, as much as I enjoyed reading this book. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I sure hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.